Ok, donc, Excellence, Monsieur le Ministre, vous venez de mettre le poste 225-90 sur tension en charge.
A click on the computer was all it took for the populations of the West, Northwest and parts of the littoral and Southwest regions to heave a sigh of relief at the evidence of better electricity supply. Most of the work on the 225 kilovolt Kongsamba Bafoussam line and the 225 90 kilovolt substation of Bafoussam was finally over. Those residing in the Upper Nkam, Upper Plateau and Mifi divisions of the West region were going to remember Monday, July 4, 2022 as the day from when they were no longer to continue with dangerous activities along the electricity corridor. Felling of trees, the search for sand around the pylons and farm work are considered a threat to both people and infrastructure. The call for caution was, however, not enough to dampen the expression of joy which comes with the feeling of a job well done.
With this project, you are bringing 225 kilovolt instead of 70 kilovolt they received before. So you are going to improve the quality of the services. And with this project, you are going to save money, about 2 billion CFA francs, because you are going to stop thermal power plant of Bamenda, thermal power plant of Bafoussam, and the thermal power plant of Limbe. We will reduce it at 50% of its capacity. So it's a very good news for our system, and you are sure that the quality of services will be improved.
Engineering activity has been hectic, particularly because setting up the different equipment was not always a given in some localities. There were issues related to tradition and culture, which took quite some negotiating before a deal was reached.
Il était question de vous sensibiliser et de recueillir vos préoccupations, vos doléances, dont la principale était de voir comment dévier la trajectoire de cette ligne pour que le couloir évite la chefferie de Batunta. Cela a été fait et le gouvernement a consenti de supporter une charge supplémentaire qui finalement a été évaluée à un peu plus de 200 millions de francs CFA.
But that is now in the history books.
Actually, the coordination between Sonatrach and the right-of-way issues in the for laying the transmission lines, majorly, the public cooperation and all, we faced the problem. Then Minister has taken extensive site visits, and he met all the public, and he convinced to lay the line without compensation, and public also really they come forward to complete the project. They have given their support, and this project today, if we are seeing entire public and entire government administration, governor and team, especially littoral and West region governors and their SDOs, DOs, all the machinery and MINE, really they made lot of efforts.
They allowed us to continue to do this job, to do this work without paying compensation. So I give them assurance that government is doing its best to mobilize this money to pay them, and as soon as possible, this compensation will be paid.
Cameroon and India have journeyed together since 2019 in order to set up the vast equipment needed to provide the West and Northwest regions particularly with electricity which is both reliable and of good quality. A tour of the different connections provided all interested parties with the evidence that it wasn't a waste of time and money. In the West region, low tension had become the normal experience of homes and businesses, while daily household activity could somewhat be managed. In spite of the situation, economic output was not as encouraging. Owners of enterprises complained that they were compelled to go for alternative energy sources in order to keep up with performance.
I'm personally overwhelmed with joy, and I would like to let you know that it's the same opinion of the population of the West region. This project started some time ago, and the population have been longing for it, and today it has been realized. We always had problems of no electricity, low tension and all of that. The impact was very direct, negative impact. I would not like to call the name of some enterprises that were really having a serious problem, and direct impact equally on the population was that the supply of water was not there. And there were other companies that could not settle in the West region because of no electricity or supply of electricity. I think now that the electricity supply will be constant, I think they'll come to settle. I equally like to let you know that we spent a lot to provide security for the several tankers that had to carry fuel left and right, or from Bafoussam to Bamenda. Each time tankers have to be escorted. But I think we'll be done with that, because we'll not have to be spending a lot of energy and personnel security-wise for that aspect to be handled.
Avant, on avait des problèmes de délestage à tout moment, ce qui nous mettait dans les problèmes avec nos différents clients. Parfois, ils étaient bloqués dans les ascenseurs, dans nos ascenseurs. Depuis 1 mois, 2 mois, on a remarqué que tout va bien et on remercie l'État pour ce qu'ils font pour nous, et on espère bien que prochainement, ça va continuer ainsi.
J'avais trop de problèmes au niveau de mon secrétariat par rapport à la lumière, parce que j'ai eu panne de ma machine. J'ai dû dépenser 100 000 francs pour changer le câble, le moteur de cet appareil. C'était tombé en panne parce qu'il y avait trop de baisse. C'est la baisse qui a causé cela. Bon, depuis un certain temps, j'ai trouvé une amélioration, une grande amélioration.
Bafoussam alone is home to many companies, and major projects executed recently showed just how essential it was to have a constant flow of power. Describing the feeling of the locals as pleased after the latest government action in their favor is an understatement.
Nous allons nous appuyer sur un aspect très important de la vie des populations, c'est-à-dire la production de l'eau potable. Si nous prenons le cas de la station de production de Fouman, nous verrons que avant la mise sous tension de ces infrastructures, la production oscillait entre 1500 et 1700 mètres cubes par jour, et immédiatement après la mise sous tension, on est passé à une production d'environ 3000 mètres cubes par jour. À Tchan, on était à une production de 700 mètres cubes par jour, et après la mise sous tension, on est passé à une production de 1100 mètres cubes par jour. À Bafoussam, la métier 1, on était à une production de 9137 mètres cubes par jour, et après la mise sous tension, on est passé à une production de 14 689 mètres cubes par jour. À Bameka, dans les hauts plateaux, on était à une production d'environ 8000 mètres cubes par jour. Et après la mise sous tension, on est passé à une production d'environ 11 000 mètres cubes par jour. D'une façon générale, dans toute la région de l'Ouest, on est passé d'une production d'environ 27 866 mètres cubes par jour avant la mise sous tension pour une production de 40 662 mètres cubes par jour. Automatiquement, la régularité de l'alimentation des ménages et des autres usagers en eau potable est devenue une réalité.
En qualité d'énergie électrique, je pense que nous avons des satisfactions parce qu'il y a un peu plus d'énergie maintenant. Avant, on avait des retentions. Parfois, il y a les pompes qui agissent après, c'est à un arrêt. On est obligé d'être alimenté par le groupe électrogène. À l'heure actuelle, je suis là en train de fonctionner avec l'énergie électrique.
For now, the voltage is trying. Yeah, the voltage has improved a bit as compared to last year and 6 months back. 6 months back, yes, because the voltage now at least I can now even use my direct machine. Like, let me say, I can use machine like this now to shave. Yeah, but at first we're facing very difficulties. We're just using these rechargeable machines.
For quite some time now, I've not noticed any power outages. The current has been stable in my own area, in my neighborhood. I think is stable. So I want to appreciate the efforts of the company that is supplying light, of the electricity company, that at least in my neighborhood where I live in Upstation, I've not had any negative impact of electricity. There are a lot of people say that the voltage is quite stable now.
Now at least the electricity is a little bit stable. At first we were unable to do something, especially us that use electricity to work. We were having some appliances that you cannot use because with the low voltage you cannot do anything. It was affecting me in the sense that maybe you can do an installation in the customer house and you are unable to program the TV because the low voltage will not be able to supply the TV. Nowadays it's a little bit better. Those cases it's not offering as usual.
Parts of the littoral region were equally to benefit from this new state of things. The population of Kongsamba in the Mungo division have had their own share of coping with blackouts by day and by night. Many witnessed the pace at which the works were unfolding, going through farmland and homes, impatient to see the outcome.
We will have many opportunities as industrialization, and we are sure that it's opening the way of many opportunities of our country, because we know that here in Kongsamba we are preparing to be industrialized, and then it's a great opportunity for us. We are very happy, and we hope that those who are expecting to have some money, the economy will be used. We have a lot of problem with electricity because we are suffering from the shortage of light. There are many times they used to cut light, and you know it's not easy for us. It's not easy for industry. So now, when we are sure that we have it, you know that energy is the base of industry, and now when we have it, we are quite sure that many things will go on very smoothly.
In the weeks leading up to the powering up of the transmission line, electrical engineering activity intensified, which seemed to relegate the performance of previous months to the background. Where only empty spaces were seen before, steel bars are deeply rooted.
Ça va nous redonner l'espoir, c'est-à-dire l'espoir que enfin nous serons constamment approvisionnés, parce qu'aujourd'hui l'énergie électrique est devenue comme un produit de première nécessité, c'est-à-dire aucun ménage, aucune structure, aucune entreprise ne peut fonctionner aujourd'hui sans énergie électrique. Donc nous avons tout l'espoir qu'avec cette transformation, enfin ce transport de l'énergie qui est effectif va permettre que nous soyons approvisionnés en cette matière en tout temps. Nos ménages auront quotidiennement de la lumière pour fonctionner. Et toutes les autres personnes qui mènent les activités économiques vont pouvoir fonctionner sans crainte de voir l'énergie partir d'un moment à l'autre.
Back in the littoral region, this time in Edea, the 225 kilovolt substation was getting prepped for business.
225 à 380 volts, avec de la puissance, 75 kVA. Et on perd par inadvertance les systèmes de commande internes. Il ne faut pas arrêter l'exploitation, il faut venir au pied et faire la manœuvre. Donc nous allons voir, on sera en interne, on fera la même manœuvre mais à travers un ordinateur de contrôle de poste.
Le Premier ministre a signé un décret de nomination. Comme ça arrivait en fin d'exercice budgétaire, au niveau de l'État, on a programmé ces nominations en 2022. Donc au niveau, on est dans la phase de mobilisation à la trésorerie au niveau de la CRA. Donc en termes de couverture budgétaire, il n'y a pas de problème. En termes de décret de nomination, il n'y a pas de problème. C'est juste la mobilisation des ressources.
The facility has a strategic function in pooling electricity from various sources before it is transported to the rest of the country. The purpose is to guarantee stability.
Ce poste résout un problème d'énergie qu'on avait dans les réseaux pour le moment. Parce que l'énergie qui sortait des crébiers n'était pas suffisamment exploitée. Et à la longue, il y aura aussi une énergie qui sera transmise du côté de Yaoundé, qui sera élevée. La quantité d'énergie qu'on va prendre d'ici pour Yaoundé, ça va permettre de résoudre pour tes problèmes de délestage, de peu d'énergie qu'on a à Yaoundé. Ça permet d'avoir moins transit d'énergie. Le poste a une spécialité que tout ce qu'on va faire comme entretien ici, ça ne va pas nécessiter l'arrêt ou la mise hors tension des clients. Quand on va faire certaines activités à Mangombe, on arrêtait souvent l'énergie et on mettait hors certains clients. Avec ce poste, ça va réduire ou presque arrêter ce phénomène.
Cameroon's energy needs are far from being met. However, the path covered so far to light up the dark spots has been held. While some parts are said to be faring somewhat better than others, the goal of the state is to ensure that there is at least a reasonable quantity to tap from. The role of all the major players, both public and private, is crucial.
Station is a great improvement in the electricity sector in Cameroon. You know, the population of the West region and Northwest region used to complain about low voltage and lower tension. But with this investment, the construction of this 225 kV line and the substation, the solution is there to those populations who have a good quality of tension now to carry out easily their activities. And you know that the West region is also the base of industrials. We have many companies installed here and in Douala, even in the Northwest and Southern region. Those economic operators will have now a good quality of energy in order to carry out their activities smoothly. We have immediately appointed the staff to manage this substation. The chief of post is already there, even his assistant. So we have asked them to take the lead immediately because we cannot stop the service. And then we will also reinforce security in this post.
The construction of electricity transmission lines remains a priority. Amongst the projects executed to improve this part of the energy sector, that to reinforce power supply in the West and Northwest regions has been in the works. With a 225, 90, 30 kilovolt interconnection substation in Bafoussam, there are reasons to believe that a great number of obstacles to energy access have been addressed. Part of the objectives of the country's energy supply program is to guarantee a reliable transmission network. The power line which passes through Kongsamba to Bafoussam will not only serve this purpose, but also enable the state save more on its electricity provision bill. The collaboration of the beneficiary populations will be required to do their part to guarantee the durability of the equipment. They have been cautioned against indulging in practices which may cause damage to the infrastructure and livelihoods. The meetings equally served as problem-solving sessions where grievances were laid to rest. Government commitment to seeing this happen was reinforced.
Les travaux se sont bien déroulés. Les populations du Mungu et de Nkonsamba en général ont été bien guidées par leur sous-préfet. Ils ont permis que les travaux se réalisent sans indemnisation. Et le ministre l'a reconnu, ça nous a fait du baume au cœur. Nous qui habitons les villages, nous faisons parfois une semaine sans électricité. Mais ça se supporte. On a des moyens pour les engrailler. Maintenant que la ligne KV 225 va de Douala en Konsamba jusqu'à Bafoussam, nous sommes contents. Le délestage va finir. C'est beaucoup pour le Cameroun.
Cette ligne de transport va apporter beaucoup d'autres facilités en termes d'approvisionnement en énergie dans le département. Nous passons d'une ligne à faible capacité à une ligne bien améliorée. Vous comprenez tous les bienfaits que peut apporter la fourniture en électricité. Le Mungo est un département à fort potentiel économique. Nous verrons certainement beaucoup d'entreprises, beaucoup d'usines s'installer. C'est déjà le cas dans toute la zone de Djibombari, Bekoko, qui est elle-même dans le prolongement de la ville de Douala. Donc il y a une forte activité économique et nous sommes sûrs que ce nouveau dispositif va permettre que le Mungo sur le plan économique connaisse une croissance.
As living and working habits evolve to embrace new trends, there is a growing need to provide inhabitants with commodities which will enable them achieve their socio-economic ambitions. Access to electricity cannot be overlooked.
La ville de Bafoussam, c'est désormais un hub. Ce pose interconnexion va permettre d'apporter la même qualité de service à la région du nord-ouest, d'apporter la même qualité de service dans une partie de la région du sud-ouest. On va arrêter la centrale thermique de Bamenda. Donc Bamenda va recevoir un même niveau de tension à partir du poste d'interconnexion de Bafoussam. Donc Bafoussam devient donc un carrefour. Il faut bien comprendre que grâce aussi à cette ligne, la configuration du réseau fait que même à Limbé, la centrale thermique de Limbé, on va seulement l'utiliser à 50%. Je dis tout ceci pour que vous compreniez que la construction de cette ligne permet au gouvernement de faire des économies de 2 milliards de francs CFA par mois sur la facture du combustible qui était utilisé pour faire fonctionner les centrales thermiques de Bafoussam. Il y en a une à Bafoussam, de Bamenda et également celle de Limbi.
By making sure that more households and enterprises are powered, the goal of the state is to keep business going. In the northwest, west and parts of the littoral, this purpose is gradually being achieved as the 225 kilovolt Nkonsaba Bafoussam power line, already operational, steps up megawatt availability in the regions.